Hello, hello, everyone. It's Stamp with Melissa. It's Stamp with Melissa. Oh man, you can tell it's Saturday morning. My name's Melissa Faust, rather, from stampwithmelissa.com. Wow, it's early. It's not even that early. It's 9 a.m. I probably look a little bit tired, but I do have to say, if you were watching yesterday, I was talking about the monsters in the attic. They were not around last night, so I can't complain. I got a full night of sleep. Anyway, I don't know why I said I'm Stamp with Melissa. Well, I am, I guess. Oh man, welcome to day 6 of the Santa's Workshop Craft Along. If you are joining me live or on the replay, please leave a comment and say hello. Let me know that you're here watching. I know Nancy is so sad it's the last day. I'm so glad you've gotten so many ideas though, and I can't wait to make more of these projects throughout the year in different papers, different stamp sets, all of that. So get ready to see these again, coming up and over the next year because they're good projects. Like these are really nice projects. So, hi Alicia, welcome in everyone. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just dive on in because, it's early. It's Saturday morning. Let's kickstart our brains with some creativity. But you can see we've got a really nice lineup of projects we've already made. These are the 10 projects from the first 5 days of our craft along. They're so good. They're so good. I just love how they all come together. We had 6 people designing, and they all like jive together. I just love how they've all turned out. So first day I'll go quick. We made this card and we made this treat box. And second day we made this card and this fun treat box, the shaker box. That one's really cool. And then the third day we made this fun fold card, column card here, and this treat bag. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna run out of room to put them all now. And then day 4, we made this cute card and we made this cute ornament. Grab the right string. Ornament gift card holder. Hi, Lori. Welcome, everyone. I think this is the earliest I've ever done a live. So if we're all rubbing sleepies out of our eyes, it's okay. And then yesterday we made this cute card as well as this fun treat pouch. Now I've got almost all of those projects stacked on top of each other. Let's hope that they don't fall, but just in case something happens, if you hear a noise, that's probably what it was. Or they'll all come onto the screen and then we'll know what's going on. All right, so we are on day 6 of the Santa's Workshop Craft Along. If you are just joining us, maybe day 6, this is the first video you've seen of this series, you've got 5 other days of videos you can go back and watch. We started last Monday, November 17th, and we're ending today, Saturday, November 22nd. And maybe you're watching this in a future year, and this product is no longer available. Well, I'm sure you have something in your stash that you can use to make the similar projects, right? Hi, Patty. Hi, Tanya from Kentucky. Welcome, everyone. All right, so for the Santa's Workshop Craft Along, if you would like the written instructions, I am offering those 2 ways. So the first way, you can place an order in my online store, $50 or more before tax and shipping, and after you apply any Stampin' Rewards, place that order by the end of the day this Friday, so Black Friday, November 28th, 2025, end of the day, and you'll get this sent to you for free. Now, I am going to be like offline, not really offline, but like not checking my emails, for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and then it's my nephew's birthday and all that. So anyway, I've got it set up so this will be automatically emailed to you after you place your qualifying order, so you don't have to worry about any delay with the holidays. You'll get that right away, okay? Otherwise, you can purchase it directly from my PDF store for $25. The link to do both of those things are in the comments, so check those out. If you are placing the order, you might want to wait, just saying, you might want to wait until Tuesday. We've got a lot of things that are on sale for Black Friday. And you know what? Why not? I'm going to look them up just so that I get them right here. And I'm going to tell you what they are. So it's up to 40% off select products. And I just have to log into my... We gotta wait. Oh, thanks, Gianna. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are loving these projects. I've been loving them too. And I have to tell you, so before I did the craft along, I wanted to make each project at least once, just so I knew how to do it before I told you how to do it. And I got so much joy out of just making them. And I hope that you feel the same way. Okay, 40% off of Stampin' Blends. OMG, I'm going to have to replace some. The paper trimmer and replacement blades and ink bundles. So think like color families, right? So you can get like the in color color family and get, usually you get, well, maybe not on In Colors, but the whole like Brights collection, you'll usually get a discount on those. You're going to get 40% off on those. So if you are looking to maybe start an ink collection, or there's quite a few you don't have, check that out because it's going to be awesome. Then we've got 25% off select adhesive. So I don't know what that entails yet. And 15% off select cardstock. So that sale starts on Tuesday, November 25th. And you can absolutely shop the sale and still get your order over 50 and get this PDF for free. So just saying, I know I'll be placing an order because that's too good to miss, right? Like it's an awesome sale. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start with today's projects. We're going to actually, you know what? I need to show you what today's projects are. How about that? So we are going to make this cute treat bag first. Yes, Lori, the trimmer itself. Yeah, that's what I read. It says paper trimmer and blades. So I think that that's pretty exciting. So just so you know, our paper trimmer does come with the cutting blade and a scoring blade, but we also sell replacement packs. Now, the scoring blade I've never really had to replace, but this is what a replacement pack of blades look like. With the amount of crafting I do, I probably replace my blade every 2 to 3 weeks, to be honest. But as soon as you're cutting and your paper looks fuzzy, that's when it's time to replace. And so you get a 4-pack of these, and these are going to be 40% off too, and they don't go bad, right? So I'm probably going to buy like 10 packs of those. Don't judge me. Anyway, we're going to make that, and then we're going to make this 3D item as well. This is a card holder box, so it will actually hold all 5 of the cards we've made this week, or other cards if you want to gift any away, you know. Really great idea to switch this up to maybe in like a non-Christmas box, or leave it a Christmas box, but put like birthday, thank you, any occasion cards inside that you can gift for Christmas, right? Oh my gosh, if yours hits the floor one more time, you might need one. Well, as we learned yesterday, I might need to order another one just to have a backup down here because apparently mine likes to travel and I like to forget where I put it. All right, so let's go ahead. We are going to start with our cute treat holder here. For both of the projects today, we are going to need to do some embossing. So on this project, we've got the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. On the second project, we have got the Soft Waves folder, but you are welcome to use whatever you have. Okay, so the bulk of our treat bag is going to be DSP, but we're going to do that last. So let's start with our Real Red cardstock, and we are going to cut 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. You can tell you're coming to the end of a tutorial because it like bubbles up. All right, so we've got that piece. Then we need a piece of basic white. What do we have for scrap? We're sure by this point to have some scrap, right? All right, this piece we're going to cut, yep, that'll fit, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And this is the piece we're going to emboss, so we'll do that later. Okay, and then we need a scrap piece for the elf. I have this left over from yesterday, so I'm just going to use that. And then we need Granny Apple Green and Lemon Lime Twist scraps to die cut some trees. So let's find here. I'm sure we have some Granny Apple scrap. Yep, here's some. All right, so here's some Granny Apple scrap. We'll just cut that much-ish. Do you like the measurements? Yes, it sure does. It sure does. I'm so excited about that. All right, and then Lemon Lime Twist we have not yet cut into, so it looks like this. And we just need a little piece of this as well. So I'm going to cut, I don't know, 1 1/2. This is for the smaller tree that's in Festive Friends. And by like 3. That'll be plenty, if not extra. Okay, so we've got all that. Then we need to grab our DSP, and we're going to use Modern Christmas. And we're going to grab that tree pattern, although you can use any pattern you want. You just want to make sure that it is portrait. So like we haven't used this piece at all, and I actually love this piece. Should we make ours? Let's make ours with this piece. Even though I was so careful all week to make sure we cut our tree piece just right so we had enough. If you want to use the tree piece, that's the piece that's in the tutorial. Whoops, I think I hit the camera. Sorry about that, but I'm going to use this one because we haven't yet. So let's change it up. All right, so we want this to be 6 by 12, and if it's directional, you want it to be portrait mode, okay? I know that seems a little bit silly. When I first made this project, I cut it landscape, and then my scores did not work out. There we go. My DSP scraps were getting in the way there. The score lines did not work out, and I was like, this is definitely not what I was supposed to do. Okay, for this piece, we are going to do some scoring on that DSP. So, on the short side, we're going to score at 1 and 5. Okay. 1 and 5, and then we're going to turn it on the long side and score at 5.5 and 6.5. Okay, so it ends up being quite a tall box. Now, if you wanted to make it a little bit, you know, narrower and shorter, you could do that as well. Just adjust your score lines. What do we want to do? Let's start with all of our pieces that we're going to have to like die cut and stamp and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. Let me scooch that out of the way. We're going to grab our Elfie. I don't know why I can't say the word elf. It has to be Elfie. And our Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And you know what? We also need a little scrap piece for our sentiment, but I think we can get away with this basic white. All right, ink this up. I'm not going to make that same mistake as yesterday. We're going to make sure it's all inky. And stamp him down. And then we want a little bit of extra room for our sentiment, which is skinny, so this should be plenty of room. We're going to use our Real Red ink. And we wish you a Merry Christmas. How sweet is that? Ink that up. Yep, it's all inked, and stamp that down. We're going to die cut that out using the little label. Okay, and then let's go ahead and color in our elf. So we want basic black, real red, granny apple green, and ivory blends. Oh, I'm so glad that you made it, and another accountant. Hey, Joan, thanks for joining so early in the morning. Okay, so we are going to start with our ivory blend, and let's color in his ears. I almost just said singular ear. You want to color in both ears, probably. And his face. All right. And I love the Elfie's little bangs. You know why I maybe have been wanting to say Elfie? Because of Wicked. I have not gone to see the new movie. I'm really embarrassed. I haven't even seen the first movie. But I am a Wicked fan. I have seen the musical a couple of times. But I have not seen the movie. I know it just came out officially yesterday, but I know you could see it early as well. Okay, we're using Granny Apple Green, so I've got the dark for the hat and the coat. You know what? We want the mittens too, so I'll grab that in a second here. And then we want the light. Go ahead and color in his hat. See, Granny Apple Green. I should start making a list. Granny Apple Green blend needs to be replaced. Order on Tuesday. And I know my pumpkin pie was kind of sad yesterday too, so we're going to have to start making a list of the things that need to be purchased during the Black Friday sale. Okay, so we've got that. And then we've got his little mittens as well. Or you could color those with the ivory, whatever you prefer. Oh, that was a lot of noise. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's something happening. All right. You know, I'm next to the laundry room, so sometimes there's just noises. I don't know. Anyway, okay, use your Real Red, and we're going to color in his hat and like kind of the cuffs of his coat here. And I am blending this, so we're going to use dark Real Red and then light Real Red. I think that was rock salt getting poured, in case you were curious. I really don't know if you can hear it on the live video or if that kind of thing gets blocked out, but it was loud to me. Okay. We'll color this in, and then we're not using Wink of Stella on this project either, but it would be super cute to add in, so absolutely add that in if you would like. Okay, and then we're going to use our basic black, and we're not going to use these as like blended colors this time, so I'm going to use my light for his bangs, and we'll use the dark for his boots. Okay, so there's the light. Oh, There it is again. You can hear it. Okay. Sorry about that. This is what you get, I guess, on a Saturday morning, right? Everybody's home and you try your best, but maybe some people don't remember that we're live right now. We're crafting. Okay, use the dark then on his boots. All right. There is that. Now we're going to go ahead and die cut these out. So I'm going to grab my Festive Friends dies here. We've got our elf. And we'll use our Post-it note tape to hold that. It's kind of like a laundry room / utility room. So like sometimes the water heater likes to go off. Like it's just noisy in there sometimes. I have the door shut, but it's still loud. Okay, and then we're going to use this little label. Look how good that was. I got that so close to the end, but we're still in the clear. All right, I'm going to tape the other side too, just so it doesn't move. And then from our Granny Apple Green, we want to die cut out the long skinny tree. And from the Lemon Lime Twist, we're going to die cut out this other cute little tree, okay? And we're also going to need to do our embossing for that basic white piece, but we'll do that after we die cut. So we'll grab that Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And still have a star left over from last night. Oh, you're so welcome. I love doing these, and it's even better because you're here, you like to watch them. Yeah, I really enjoy craft-alongs because they're just a lot of fun. There's something a little bit different, and then you get lots of ideas for projects to do, you know, for Christmas or over the next year or however long. And they're fun projects. So I am really glad that you are here, and especially on a Saturday morning, because I know it's a little early for some, maybe not for others, but yeah, anywho. Okay, we've got our Elfie, and there's the elf, and then we've got I have to put my dies away right away, otherwise who knows where they go. They disappear. Okay, we've got our little sentiment here. And then we've got our Lemon Lime Twist tree. Isn't that such a fun color? I love that color with Granny Apple Green. I think it's just so cute. And then we've got our Granny Apple tree. Okay, and then we've got this inside still in here, which I'll just go ahead and poke out because we're going to need to use this die on our second project again. So we'll just get rid of that. And I'm not going to glue that back inside the tree, but if you want to, you can. Okay, so then we've got those. We need to do our embossing. So I've got my Forever Plaid. Oh, I love this folder. We've got our Forever Plaid that I cannot open. Oh my gosh, there we go. Our Forever Plaid folder and our basic white square. We're going to go ahead and emboss this. All right, let's take a looky. Move all this stuff down here. I just put it all on the floor and then we find it later. Okay, we've got our embossed piece there. And we can put this folder away, and now let's start assembling. So here's all of our pieces. And then we've got our DSP. Now I'm not going to fully adhere the DSP, but I do want to do the scoring and the cutting, and then we're going to do some adhering because it's easier to do it flat, okay? So start by burnishing your score lines. Okay. I like that gold side too. I don't know, I really like the black and white side. I really like this paper a lot. I know there's some Christmassy patterns in it, but really you could use it for, like this striped piece, you could use easily for Halloween, right? Okay, then we're going to take our snips, and all we're going to do is work with these middle square tabs. It might be easier to see them on the shiny gold side here, but those middle square tabs, that's what we're going to work with. So I'm going to cut up the score line, and then on the square we're going to cut in. Okay, just like that. You can see that little division there. Okay, up the score line and miter cut in. So you can see what that looks like here. I know this is kind of a busy pattern, so it might be a little bit difficult to see. And then same thing on the other side. up and in, and up and in. Okay, so now with this piece, it doesn't matter what is the front and the back because it's the same pattern. If you are using the trees, just know that on the back side, your trees are going to be upside down. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you glue, but we're going to basically glue it together like this. Okay, so I'm going to start with some Seal Plus on my little square tabs. All right. And then we're going to connect those, and I'll connect them to what would be like my back. Okay, and I am just folding up the sides here and lining that up. Okay, so now we've got this like this, right? This is our back, this is our front. We're going to add seal or adhesive on these flaps, and those are we're gonna basically just pick it up and press those in like that, okay? Oh, you know what? I wanted to add stuff before we did everything, didn't I? Okay, we'll just add it later. It'll be fine. I said that we were going to do that, and then here we are. Okay, don't press hard with your Seal Plus, Melissa, or else you'll rip your paper. Oy vey. Do as I say, not as I do. Why am I ripping my paper? User error. It's probably that gold side. I don't know that I've ever actually used Seal Plus with like a gold or a foiled side. Okay, that's good. All right, and then we're going to fold this up and fold that front flap back just to adhere this all together. Okay, just like that. And then I just use my bone folder to help me press that down because it is kind of skinny, so that's just a little bit easier. All right, then let's add our front stuff and then we'll, finish up our box. So we're gonna take that embossed piece, add some adhesive, and adhere this to that real red layer. Add some adhesive to the back of that and adhere this to the front of your box. So I'm going to put it towards the bottom because we're going to gusset the bag. We need room at the top for the ribbon. All right, then I'll just flip it over to adhere that down. Whoops. Okay, then we're going to let's take our silicone craft mat. We're going to add some adhesive to the Granny Apple Green tree. Okay, and you could make this in different colors too. I know we had like garden green scraps and shaded spruce scraps, so soft seafoam. You could do any colors you want. All right, let's adhere that to that white piece. And then we're going to adhere the rest of these elements with dimensionals. Okay, so grab some dimensionals here and stick, stick, stick. And then we're going to peel off the backings and adhere these down. So we're going to put the elf on the right, the other tree on the left, and the sentiment up in the middle. I might cover the top of that tree, but that's all right. Oh, so cute. Isn't that so cute? Just a sweet little bag there. And then here's what I mean by gusset. So we didn't score anything on the sides, and that's all right. I'm just going to use my fingers to push in the sides like so, and I'm just going to pinch it closed, okay? Hi, Lisa. Okay, so just like that. So this is a gusseted side here, okay? And then we're going to use a hole punch. And I have got my crocodile here, or whatever it's called. We're just going to go ahead and add 2 holes, one on each side. I'm eyeballing it to see that they're about, equal distance from the end, but I'm not measuring. So it's just, it's approximate. All right, so we've got some holes punched in the top of that bag. Let me get rid of those little bits and bobs. Just like that, okay? It's so hard to see. There you go, you can see it through there. And we're gonna grab our beige ribbon and thread that through and tie into a bow. So you might find it easier to go through both layers or just one layer, whatever you prefer here. I just like to twist it a little bit to thread it through. Okay, and we're going to go through the back. And this is a pretty large bag here, so you could fit a lot of goodies in here. And because we all hoard DSP, will it hold a set of cards? I don't think so. I think it's, let me find one card that I won't knock everything over. No, I wouldn't say so. It's the same height as cards, so I think once you add the ribbon, no. If you skipped the ribbon, then I would say yes. I think so. Well, actually, no it won't, because it's only 4 inches wide. So never mind, I take that back. No, it won't. Unless you do like note cards, you could do little note cards in there. But it's only 4 inches wide by 5.5 tall. So it's tall enough for cards if you don't add ribbon, but it's a little bit too skinny. All right, so let's just make that about evenish. And then we're going to go ahead and tie a bow. Oh, so cute. And if you have that gold sheer ribbon, that's what we had originally designed with. It's out of stock now until February, so we couldn't use it in the craft along. But if you already have some in your stash, oh, that's so cute with this too. So, all right, let's trim the end, the tail. And we're going to finish this one up with a couple of gold loose embellishments here. So we're going to use our little trick. Use your glue, your liquid glue, and just add little dots of liquid glue onto your bag front. I think we're going to do 4. Is that weird? Let's do 5. Okay, we'll do 5. We'll do 5. Add 5 little dots of glue, and then we're going to uncap our sequins. And I like to use my Take Your Pick tool to just pick those up and place them down onto those liquid glue dots. Again, might be a little bit easier to do this when the bag is still flat and not adhered, but it's all right. We're crafters. We can make anything work, right? Give us a project and we will DIY it until you think it's store-bought. I don't know. That's what I always think. It's funny to me still because I've been making cards for 10 years. I have not purchased a store-bought card in so long. And so it's funny to me when I get questions still like, oh, where'd you buy your card? And I'm like, no. And my stamp's on the back. It says made by me. So yeah, anyway, I'm like, I made it. Oh, yes. Yes, this would be cute with the chevron ribbon as well. I agree. All right, there is our cute little bag. What do you think of that one? Hey, Sandy, welcome. I know I love all kinds of gift bags and boxes and all that too. This is just so cute. And think of those little Christmas gifts that you don't really know like how to bag them. Right here, right? That would be so good. Okay, so there's that one. Let's go on to our cute little box here, and this is actually quite simple to make. It's not too tight, so I didn't cut any sort of like notch into the side, but if you would like to, you could do that as well. So we're going to make that gift box next. Let me take a quick drink. I've got chocolate milk this morning, real classy, right? You love to amaze people. I love it. Hi, Lene. Oh, I know the daily lives have been so fun. Yeah, they're just a blast. Okay. So we have got, let me just scooch my stamps and all my bits and bobs. Look at this. I just have collections of things and yeah. Anyway, let me move the things so that we can do the things. All right. We are going to grab our trimmer. We are going to grab our cardstock little baggie here. And look at all the extra cardstock you're going to have to continue crafting. Full sheets we haven't even touched yet. We are going to grab one of those real red sheets right now, though. All right, so this one we want 7.5 by 11. So this way we're going to leave it. We just need to cut an inch off the top, or the side, the short side. Yeah, hot chocolate would be awesome in there too. I agree. Just think you can make cute little treats, and yeah, it's just good. It's good. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to score that in a little bit, and then we need some vellum. And Do we think that's going to be big enough? Let's see if I could make that work. Nope, not even close, Melissa. All right, we should have some more vellum in here. Yes, we do. 3.5 by 3.5. And we're actually going to be embossing our vellum for this card with that Soft Waves folder. Okay, so there's our vellum. Then we need some basic white. Oh, that's gold. I keep looking at the back side of the gold and I see that it's white and I'm like, that's what I'm going to cut. And then I'm like, no, that's gold. All right, I think we need a new piece of white here. So we're going to cut this at 3.5 by 3.5. Okay. And then we need a scrap for Santa, so I'll just save this for Santa. And then we need garden green and soft sea foam scraps for trees. All right, I'm just going to cut that little elf image off here. There's our garden green scrap. And then we need some soft sea foam. And how about that? We'll just trim this down a little. Make it a little smaller. And there we go. All right, I think that's it for the cardstock. Then we need to do our DSP. And I am going to use North Pole Delivery. And I want to use the little village paper. So it's this one right here. I just think that's so cute, right? It's Santa's Village. There's the other side with all the different mailboxes. That's actually one thing we learned about Stampin' Up! Is they actually did some research about different boxes and how they look in different countries. So we have a variety here. I think that's just so cool. And the one thing I learned then too was that some folks in other countries were amazed that in the US we can put our letters in the mailbox and flip the flag up and the post office will pick them up. I guess that's not like a thing everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, the things we take for granted just because we don't know that it's abnormal or like that we're, yeah, anyway, you know what I mean. All right, so this DSP, let's cut this at 4 1/4. And we're having this be portrait, so it's going to be tall. Okay, so by 5 3/4. All right, and I think that's it. Now, in the instructions for this, it is mentioned to use, I never even told you that today's projects are designed by my dear friend, Rhonda Wade. But she mentioned to use the stylish shape circles. I've just switched it out. We're going to use the circle from Ornamental Christmas since we have that instead, okay? All right, so let's do our scoring of our box. And I need to flip here to our diagram on the next page to get our score lines, but let's grab our scoreboard here. And on the short side, we are going to score at 3/4. I just want to double check with her diagram. Yep, 3/4. And 6 3/4. Which is basically just 3/4 on both sides, okay? On the short side, we are going to score at 3/4. 5 1/4, 6, and 10 1/2. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to do our stamping and all that so we can do our die cutting because we're going to have to cut like the window out of this. And we're going to have to cut our trees out of those, and we need to do some stamping, and then that's fine, but then we have to emboss this, right? So we've got quite a bit to do here. It's actually not too bad, but when you start, it's like, oh my gosh, we have a lot. So let's start with our Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and we're going to grab Santa Claus here and ink him up, and then go ahead and stamp that down on your white scrap. Okay, and close up our Tuxedo Black ink. I might have just gotten ink on my finger. No, I didn't. Wow, I'm surprised. All right, and then we want our basic black, real red, and ivory blends. So we'll color in his ears and his face with ivory and his nose. I don't know, have you guys been coloring in the nose for Santa, or are you leaving it white, like it's hidden by his beard and his mustache? I've been coloring it in, but with other demos who designed this craft along, we've been kind of mixed. Like it's been, you know, 50-50 on coloring the nose or not. All right, then we're going to use our real red to color the hat and the jacket. We're pros at this now. We've colored so many cute images this week. We can do this like the back of our hand, right? Okay, and then using my light Real Red to color in the rest. And while I color, I will tell you that I said I would give you the report on the Notebook musical today, and it was pretty good. We ran into my dad's cousin while we were there, and then one of the people who works at the theater came up and said Nicholas Sparks himself, not last night, but was in the audience a few nights prior. Like in Minnesota. Isn't that cool? I was like, oh my gosh, no way. But apparently he has some ties here, which you would never know from his books. All right, and then I'm just going to use the dark basic black to color in the mittens and the boots. So yeah, I think they said that his sister was born in Minnesota and his dad studied at the University of Minnesota or something like that. So he spent a couple years here or something. I don't know. I was still kind of like flabbergasted by the fact that he was in Minnesota. Okay, so we are going to do our die cutting. So from Festive Friends, we want Santa. And we're not going to do any sentiments on this one. So if you'd like to add a sentiment, you can. Okay, so we've got Santa, and then we'll do our trees. So out of Garden Green, we're going to use that taller tree. And Soft Seafoam, we're going to use the smaller tree. And I think we're just going to start with these, and then we'll move on to the DSP and the vellum, okay? So I'll set those to the side, and we can pull up our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here. I got to pull out that tray and grab our die cutting plates. Okay, so we will just add Santa, add our trees, and crank these through. Just like so. Okay, and then don't get rid of your die cutting plates quite yet. We might have to use take your pick tool to poke out those trees here. There's one. There's two. And here's Santa. So cute. All right, and then we'll reuse these Post-it note tapes. I'll probably hold that circle in place just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. So then we'll grab our DSP. And it's not perfectly like measured or anything, but kind of towards the bottom, we're going to add that circle die because we want to create a little window. So I'm kind of looking and making sure it looks equal margin on the sides, but then I'm just kind of making sure it looks like, I don't know, maybe an inch from the bottom or so. You could raise it up and do it truly in the center if you would like. I think with this one, you could do it anywhere you want. We'll just go ahead and die cut that out. And again, you could also use the largest stylish circles die. We're just going to cut a window like that. And then that circle you can save for another project. Okay, and we'll move our die cutting plates to the side and grab that Soft Waves folder and our vellum. And I just like to move it around to get the most pattern. I like with the waves that, you know, it goes anyway. So you don't have to have it perfect, right? Go ahead and emboss this. And grab that, and oh my gosh, look how cute that is. Oops, it ripped a little bit because that's just what it can do when it's vellum, but it's all right. We're going to reinforce it on that basic white square. So if yours rips a little too, it's okay. We'll make it work. Okay, so let's adhere that then to this white piece. I'm actually going to put my seal on my basic white layer here. It is the same size. We cut that the same size as the vellum, and you can kind of choose whichever side you want to be up. So we're just going to make sure that that's flush. And because it's embossed, you're not really going to see the adhesive peek through as much, so that's nice. But look at that. So you can barely even tell there's a rip there, right? Okay. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. We've got all of our pieces. Let's go ahead and do our box then. We're going to start by burnishing the score lines. Okay. This is the little 1/2 inch score line, so that's going to be the lid of our box. And then there's even like a little diagram in the PDF, so I'll pull that up for when we cut this, okay? And that's also what has the score lines on it. But when we look at this, what we're going to do, I have that 1/2 inch tab to my right. That's the lid of the box. So on these little corner pieces, we want to cut those off. And I am going to angle cut both of them because this is going to slide into the base of the box, and I want to make sure that there's like no right angles that are kind of fighting that, okay? All right, so just like that, that's for the lid, okay? And then we're going to come down here. We're going to angle cut and straight. And then we're going to cut straight. And then same thing down here, we'll cut straight and then angle cut. All right, and then I'm just going to flip it over and mirror that on the other side here. So we're going to angle, cut straight, cut straight, cut straight, and angle. All right, so there is what that looks like. Or you can also use that diagram in the PDF. Okay, let's go ahead and adhere. Now, I haven't had a lot of luck lately with my Seal Plus and Rail Red, but we're going to try it today. Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Sonia. You're so sweet. Yes, Lisa, this box is designed to fit cards. Okay, so let's add, oh my gosh, don't jinx it, Melissa. I think my Seal Plus is working. We're going to add adhesive just to those square tabs to create the base of the box. We don't want any adhesive for the lid, okay? So just on those squares, so not this 1/2 inch one because we cut those off anyway. All right, and then we're just going to fold these up to meet together, create the base. So cute. Now, if you wanted to, you could even cut like a piece of basic white for the inside and stamp some kind of message or something to put on the bottom of the box. I'm not going to do that, I don't think yet, but maybe it's something I'd add in later, but I think that'd be kind of cute, like a hidden message. Or take that circle you cut out and put that on the bottom with something. Like that would be really cute, I think. Okay, so that's all adhered for the bottom, the base of the box. Then these, we're just going to fold in the tabs and push those in, kind of like a pizza box, and just push our tabs in just like that. And these tabs here are the same height as the sides of our box, right? So it's not going to let this sag too much in the middle, okay? Especially once you have your cards in there. All right, so we'll go ahead and close that, and then we can start to decorate, assemble. Okay, so on the back side of my DSP, I'm just going to add some seal around that circle. And then we're going to take that square here with our vellum, and with the vellum face down right now, we're going to just go ahead and add that so it covers up the circle like so. Okay, look how cool that is. So it kind of peeks through. You can see there's the texture. If I hold it at an angle, oh, there we go. You can kind of see it. And then we'll just add some adhesive to the back, and I'm going to add a little bit extra. And then we're going to add this to the top of our box. And I've got my opening towards the right, but you could flip that and have your opening be towards the left. So go ahead and just add that on the top of the box. How cute. I've got a little piece that's sticking up right there. So see that right there? So I'm just going to trim that. Hopefully I can get at that okay. Wish me luck that I don't cut what I shouldn't. Anyway, I just noticed it when the box was closed. I was like, that's got to go. All right, just like that. Let's grab our silicone craft mat and that garden green tree and add some seal just like so. And then we're going to take that soft seafoam tree as well and add some seal, okay? Now with this garden green, the tall one, I'm just going to tuck it slightly underneath that circle, just like this. So it's kind of like adhered on the inside, right? And then this tree is going to go to the left and it's adhered on the outside, all right? And then we can take our Santa and we're going to add some dimensionals to Santa and peel off those backings. And then he's going to get adhered over towards the right like this. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it, I love it. All right, then let's take our garden green chevron ribbon. I'm gonna cut a big piece. I don't know, maybe 18 inches. I don't know. And then we're just going to, I'm gonna fold it in half or grab it in half. I don't know, do you fold ribbon in half? Oh, thanks for joining from the Netherlands. That is so exciting. All right, so I've got two pieces here that are about the same length. And then we're just gonna, you know, hold them together here, but tie a double bow. My pieces are wanting to, they're fighting for who's the top ribbon. Okay, anywho, go ahead. See, they like to do that. Hold on. So I find with this ribbon, I just like to tell, like, one gets to be the top, one has to be the bottom. Okay, I think we can do it now. We're just going to tie that double bow. And if it goes a little willy-nilly, it's okay. Can usually rein it back in. Okay, so we've got that. So cute. And then this is going to be a little bit of a smaller bow. That's so cute. We'll just trim the excess, and then we're going to grab a glue dot and stick the knot on the dot and grab my take your pick tool to pick that up. And this is going to lay down kind of over here by Santa's hand, his right hand, but to our left. It's going to go over there. And then we're just going to grab our deer dots and add one big red, or you can add as many colors and things as you would like. Come here. There we go. We'll add like a big red and a little green. Just like that. And like that, our box is done. What do you think of this? Oh, I'm so glad you love it, Lisa. I think it's really fun too. I just think that's really cool. It's a neat way to hold all of your cards, right? Whether they're these ones or not. So let me pull in everything we made. Okay, we made these two today, and then we've got our other 3Ds, and we're going to take the cards as I grab the cards, and we're going to put them right inside the box. Just so you can see here. So here's two more. We've got that fun box, we've got this card, and then we've got this card as well. And look at this, ready? It's a little bit bulky, one of our projects. Here we go. Just, oh my gosh, easier said than done. There we go, they all fit in the box. Just like that. All right, so, and I would probably, like, I think it's this bow that's throwing off the other one, so I'd probably, like, turn them, mix and match, you know how it goes. Sometimes you just have to make them fit a little bit different. Okay, let me pull out all of the cards from the box so we can see them all. How are we going to arrange these all so they fit on the screen? I don't know. We'll find out, right? We'll have to smush them together a little bit, but oh my gosh, you guys, look at all the things we have created. I hope you have enjoyed this week. I sure have. There we go. That kind of fits. Oh, wow. They're not there. Now, there we go. You know how it goes. There. Now they all fit. Yes, that's what I was saying, Janet, like stagger stack them. But yeah, anyway. So, and they would fit a little bit better. I think you could fit envelopes in there too. Let's try it. Yep, you sure can. You can fit envelopes, so you can put those at the bottom. And yeah, I think it was just the bow on that one that was a little bit bulky, and then the rest were like, we don't want to. Especially being against the fun fold where most of that bulk was on the right hand or the left hand side as well. Anywho. All right, so those are our projects for the Santa's Workshop Craft Along. Thank you so much for joining me these last few days. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I've mentioned, the replays are available for all 6 days. So if you missed any day, or maybe you want to just go watch again, you can find those indefinitely on my YouTube channel. On Facebook, they'll be around for about a month. Facebook automatically deletes them after 30 days across the board. That's anybody's live video ever. They just do that now. So anyway, go to YouTube to check them out. And don't forget that you can get your hands on the PDF. Oh, I love these projects, and I'm glad I have this printed because it's going to live right here in my top desk drawer so I can always reference it when I want to make these fun projects again. But you can get this for free with a $50 order in my online store by the end of the day next Friday, November 28th, or purchase it right from my PDF store. And the purchasing from my PDF store is open worldwide, so anywhere you are, you can do that. Otherwise, you can shop with me if you're in the US. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me, especially because, we're on... it's Saturday morning, and maybe you're watching me from bed. Maybe you're in your craft room. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining, everyone. I really appreciate you spending your week with me. Next week, just so you know, I am usually live on Tuesdays. Next Tuesday, I will not be live. I know. Oh my gosh. We are celebrating... Next weekend is my nephew's birthday. Next Saturday is his birthday. And he's a busy kid. And so I am going to take him for his birthday experience next week. So I will not be live on Tuesday. But I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll probably pop in at some point. I got my pre-order. I still haven't even opened the box. How embarrassing. So I'll probably have to show those to you sometime, right? Anyway. All right. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.